Hello everyone, and welcome to our webinar. Our next topic in the PINK Webcast Summer Series is the phenomenon of social media. How will it impact your IT organization? I would like to begin by introducing Joe Beefley. Joe began his career in IT management in 1994 as the IT director for a major symphony orchestra. He moved from nonprofit management to developing and managing an external for-profit service desk, providing support for the public school system and insurance companies in Portland, Oregon. After refining service delivery at his service organization, Joe traveled the U.S. consulting and designing service desks for organizations of all sizes and verticals, emphasizing on business alignments and reducing the notion of IT as a cost center rather than contributor to the business. Joe is currently a business consultant for Axios Systems. I'd also like to introduce George Spalding. George is co-author of IDLE v3's Continual Service Improvement Core Volume. George was recently awarded the 2012 Ron Munn's Lifetime Achievement Award from HDI and is one of the world's most insightful and engaging IT service management and support experts. In addition to his extensive commitment to improving the industry, George spent several years as a consultant to the White House on technical presentations and White House conferences. He also coordinated technical presentations for members of the President's Cabinet, the Smithsonian Institute, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. George is an IDLE expert, the highest level in the IDLE certification program. He is a regular author of IT articles and white papers and is a presenter at global ITSM conferences and events. Now, before we begin, I just want to pass on a couple pieces of information. We do ask if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to ask them at the end of the session. Be sure to check for that in the control panel. We also want to let you know, again, like last time, we will have a short 4-question survey if you would be so kind to fill that out. Now, George, if you would like to take it away.
Thank you, Lisa. Hello, everybody. So social media is a huge topic, and I don't pretend to be the world's greatest expert, though I have had to learn over the last 2 years exactly what it is and what it isn't. So let's take a look at a few numbers which I think should give us a hint as to where social media really falls in our attention. As of today, Facebook has 850 million members. That is roughly 1 person in every 9 people worldwide has a Facebook account. If it was a country, it's way ahead of the U.S., which is number 3, and is gaining rapidly on China and India. At some point, 2013, 2014, Facebook will be the largest country on earth. Estimated to reach 1 billion members sometime this year. And all of this is true even though Facebook is completely blocked in China, which is the most populous country on the face of the earth. So Facebook is not just an app, it's not a website, it's a phenomenon. Twitter has about 300 million members as of today. Lady Gaga has nearly twice as many followers as Barack Obama. And of course, I'm not sure that surprises anybody, but it is quite amazing how many people care what Lady Gaga and Justin Bieber are doing on a daily basis. LinkedIn now up to about 135 million users, and Facebook and LinkedIn are used by nearly every HR professional as a recruiting and screening tool in terms of looking at someone's background or life. I've even heard of HR people asking at the interview for someone's Facebook password so they could actually go into their account. I think that's illegal, but I have heard of it. Anyway, so this is real. This is happening today. There's no way to say. What I find is IT people just somehow believe, or some of the older ones, or maybe some of the more conservative ones, maybe it's not totally generational. Maybe it's just the company culture. But in the end, IT has always been into control and controlling what users can do and not do on the corporate network and things of that nature. I understand all that. They did it for protection, they did it for security, they did it for availability and stability. Lots of good reasons why IT would want control. But there is literally no way they can control social media, and even social media within the workplace, and we'll talk about that a little bit. So in the world of social networking, since the beginning of time, there used to be like a local, square where people would gather and sell things, and then we started having newspapers and brochures and newsletters and things like that. Then we suddenly had radio in the early 20th century, television in the mid-20th century, and these were great sources of not just information but entertainment and also sales and marketing. In the mid-90s, we started hitting websites, and now we're up to billions of websites. Right around the turn of the century, we started heavy blogs, and then we started getting into, in the first decade here of 21st century, social networks like Facebook, etc. And more of these become targeted. The dream of every marketer is to be able to do one-to-one directed marketing, that their topic or what they're trying to sell or what they're trying to push is one-to-one, where they know exactly who to ask to buy and just ignore the rest of the people. That is the dream. And the real truth is that more and more of what we're seeing out there in the world of social media, and also in some of the major websites, is starting to begin to do that. I'm sure everyone has been to Amazon.com, and when you were searching on Amazon.com or when you'd bought some things, it always pops up then on the bottom, people who've bought this also were interested in that. So what that means, and that means that they're able to do some very rapid data analysis that actually starts targeting your specific interests. And that's part of the joy of social media as we start to move forward. So it's getting information fast, faster, and I mean fast. I mean 5 seconds, 10 seconds I get information. It's targeted specifically for you. It's about connecting to people, but not necessarily specific people, just people. And we'll get to that when we talk a little bit about crowdsourcing, but the idea is that I can ask a question on the internet or on a specific site or in Facebook or LinkedIn and get multiple people answering me that I don't know but that are interested in that specific topic. It's about on-demand overload, meaning I need to somehow start sorting through this avalanche of data that surrounds everybody on a daily basis. We all get too much email, we all get too much spam, we all get that. So now, how do I get control of my life and still remain active and vital and interested? And that's basically what this becomes about: feeling connected, filtering information, gaining time, not losing time. So it takes out this social media takes out a lot of the blockage between, say, a rock star or a movie star, Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber, and me. They can talk directly to me, and in some respects I can talk directly to them. Now, we all know that I'm not really talking to them, I'm talking to their publicist, but the truth is that the barriers seem to be being knocked down. Fewer and fewer barriers. If I want to get a message to Justin Bieber, I can get pretty close. And more news organizations are starting to do, well, the most obvious one would be CNN's iReport. So CNN is actively marketing for individuals with cell phones and video to take pictures of news events and send them those pictures, and they'll use them on the air. A new term that people need to focus on is curation. Curation becomes key to this conversation, because what we're really saying is if I can find an individual who has the same likes and interests, or a few individuals who have the same likes, interests, points of view, things like that, then I can actually just listen to them and I can then ignore the rest of the world. And that's what curation can actually bring us. That's good, meaning I'm interested in pretty much everything they have to say. It might also be bad because I block out any new points of view. So therefore, I can't really expand my horizons. I only listen to news that agrees with me. I only listen or